Some matches are decided by tactics. Some are decided by a moment of brilliance from a star. But there are also matches that carry a greater significance than all of them, where two football philosophies clash to prove which path leads to victory. Spain versus Belgium was one such match. On one side was a team that played almost perfect possession football. They held possession the most, were the most organized, and were the only team in the tournament that hadn't conceded a single goal. Spain not only won, but they gradually eroded their opponent's confidence throughout the 90 minutes by stifling every space, every counter-attacking idea, and every hope of turning the game around. On the other side was Belgium, the European Red Devils. They didn't start the World Cup with convincing performances. Even after the group stage, many believed that Belgium's golden generation was just a shadow of its former self. But the further they progressed, the more dangerous they became. They didn't win through overwhelming force, but through character, experience, and the ability to capitalize on their opponent's mistakes. It was precisely this skepticism that made Belgium the most unpredictable team in the quarterfinals. And the biggest question before kickoff was, will Spain continue to maintain their impenetrable defensive wall, or will Belgium be the first team to break through that perfection? Spain, a machine that knows how to control and finish. The Spanish national team today is very different from its past image. This is no longer a team that only holds possession to showcase their passing ability. They control the ball with a clearer objective, to tire out their opponents, stretch their formations, and deliver the decisive blow at the right moment. Against Austria, they won with overwhelming strength. Against Portugal, they won with the character of a championship contender. Regardless of the opponent, Spain always maintains composure, doesn't rush, and absolutely never loses its tactical structure. The most terrifying aspect of Spain isn't their goal tally, but their almost impenetrable defense. Since the start of the tournament, no team has managed to breach their net. This demonstrates a perfect balance between attack and defense, a quality few teams in the world possess. Controlling possession against Spain is extremely difficult. Counterattacking is even harder. As soon as they lose the ball, the Spanish players immediately press with incredible intensity, giving opponents almost no time to look up and observe. Even when forced to defend, Spain keeps their opponents on the defensive. They patiently pass the ball from wing to wing, drawing the opposing defense into constant movement until even a small gap appears. And that's when the finishing blow is delivered. The heart of La Roja lies in the midfield. Spain's greatest strength is in the central area. Rodri is an irreplaceable anchor. He reads the game brilliantly, recovers the ball, dictates the tempo, and is always in the right place at the right time to cut off any counterattacks. Pedri is the creative brain of the team. His turns, one-touch passes, and ability to escape pressing help Spain maintain control. Alongside him are Dani Olmo and Mikel Merino, players with the ability to intelligently penetrate space. They don't need many touches but always know how to be in the right place at the right time to make a difference. What's special is that Spain never attacks hastily. They patiently draw the opponent to one side, then suddenly switch to the other wing. Just a split second out of position in the opposing defense, and space opens up. And that's when Lamine Yamal appears. Lamine Yamal, the biggest pressure on the Belgian defense. At a very young age, Lamine Yamal has become Spain's most dangerous player. Every time he receives the ball on the right flank, he forces opposing defenders to make a decision in less than a second. If they are too far away, Yamal will dribble and shoot with his left foot. If they rush into press, a simple change of direction or turn will allow him to get past them immediately. Even more dangerous is that Yamal doesn't just create opportunities for himself. His presence forces the entire opposing defense to shift, opening up space in the midfield for Pedri, Dani Olmo, or Merino to exploit. Belgium, the more doubted, the more dangerous. If Spain advanced to the quarterfinals with stability, Belgium arrived with a fighting spirit. They started the tournament with difficulty, facing much criticism and being underestimated. But instead of collapsing, the Red Devils played with even more resilience. A resounding victory against New Zealand helped them regain their confidence. This was followed by a breathtaking win over Senegal and a convincing performance against the USA. Belgium is not a perfect team. Their defense still has gaps. Their ball control cannot compare to Spain's. But in return, they possess individuals capable of changing the game in a single moment. Kevin De Bruyne, the key to all hope. If they want to beat Spain, Belgium will have to rely heavily on Kevin De Bruyne. He doesn't need to touch the ball much. Just one accurate through pass, a well-timed wide pass, or a through ball that tears apart the defense can change the entire course of the match. Jeremy Doku will be the speedy winger. Romelu Lukaku is the target in the penalty area with his strength and formidable physicality. If either of them has space, Belgium can completely punish any mistake by Spain. Spain's only weakness is their very aggressive pressing after losing possession. But the higher the pressing, the larger the space behind the defense. If Belgium can overcome the initial pressure, they will have opportunities to counterattack in very wide spaces. That's why Kevin De Bruyne and Thibaut Courtois are extremely important. One creates the decisive pass, the other can initiate counterattacks from their own half. This is the most feasible way for the Red Devils to create an upset. How should Belgium play? What Belgium cannot afford to do is engage in an all-out attack with Spain. If they try to gain control of the midfield, they will fall right into the trap set by La Roja. Spain always wants their opponents to chase the ball, pressing impatiently and gradually breaking down their defensive lines. The most sensible solution is to drop back a moderate amount of space, maintain two solid defensive lines, forcing Spain to move the ball to the flanks and wait for opportunities to counterattack. However, the absence of Amadou Onana is a huge loss. Onana is not only strong in tackles but also a crucial shield in front of the defense. Without him, Tielemans and Raskin will have to work harder to stop Rodri, Pedri, and Dani Olmo. That will be an extremely difficult task. 3 scenarios for the match. The first scenario is Spain completely controlling the game. If they score within the first 20 minutes, Belgium will be forced to push forward, and then more and more space will appear. Spain is very good at punishing unbalanced opponents, so this is the most advantageous scenario for them. The second scenario is Belgium scoring first with a counterattack. A pass from De Bruyne, a burst of speed from Doku, or a shot from Lukaku could put Spain in a chasing position for the first time. Then, the true character of La Roja will be tested. The final scenario is a closely contested match, with few goals and a high degree of tactical depth. In that situation, Spain's squad depth will be a huge advantage. Ferran Torres, Nico Williams, Marino, and Oyarzabal are all capable of making a difference when brought on. Who will win? Logically speaking, Spain still has a better chance of progressing. They possess a stable tactical system, a solid defense, a top-class midfield, and superior squad depth. But football is never just about theory. Belgium is a team that becomes more dangerous the more doubts surrounding them. They have Courtois in goal, Kevin De Bruyne in midfield, and Lukaku in attack, players capable of changing the game in a single moment. The most reasonable prediction is a narrow victory for Spain with a score of 1-0 or 2-1. However, if Belgium takes the lead, the match could easily go to extra time, or even a penalty shootout. Because this is not just a clash between Spain and Belgium. This is a battle between control and lightning-fast counterattacks, between the strength of a well-structured system and a moment of genius from star players. In football, the stronger team can dominate the game, but sometimes just one pass, one shot, or one moment of brilliance is enough to change history. If it goes to extra time and possibly a nerve-wracking penalty shootout, which is entirely possible given the many such matches this year, then luck will smile on which side. Let's wait and see. And that's what makes this clash one of the most anticipated matches of the 2026 World Cup. It's too early to say who will win, but it's certain that the battle will be intense from the very first minutes. Whoever wins will deserve to advance, creating one of the most evenly matched contests of this round.